Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Let's take a start with one full Ielts listening test. Now you have to be with me. We are going to solve all 40 questions, right? And if you understand each and everything, it means you are preparing for 9 band. I mean, if you understand each and every question and you answer well and all that, so it means you are doing preparation for 9 band. 9 band means 39 correct answers, okay? So let's take a start. First of all, you can see there, it's written complete the notes below. This line in italic will always tell you about the question type. So what's the question type? Notes completion or fill in the blanks. The second sentence which says, write one word and or a number for each answer. This sentence will always give you instructions to deal with that question type. So one word and or a number. Answer can be pencil, answer can be one pencil, or answer can be only one. This means one word and or a number. Now, copying photos to digital format. For a second, whenever you read the title, in listening part 1, there is always a title like this. Whenever you read the title, you need to switch on your imagination for your better understanding. Copying photos to digital format. What does that mean? Copying photos to digital format. Digital format means in USB. You know, they say, turn your photos from photo album to the digital one. So it means there's going to be a conversation where one person wants to get his photos copied into a digital format. Okay? Yeah. So now we see some information is given. Now listen, 2 things. Some information is given, some information is missing. Given information is to track the audio, because you have to track the audio. The information which is given, that will help you track the audio. Tracking the audio means where the audio is, you are there. If you are behind the audio or ahead of the audio, you can never find the answer. So as audio proceeds, you should go on with the audio and then you will find the answer. Now you can see here 4 centimeter. In first note, can you see 4 centimeter? When they say 4 centimeter, it means audio is there. After that, you can see photos must not be in dash or an album. Now album or something. So it means photos must not be in an album and in a dash, because when they scan the photos, so if the photos are in album, they cannot scan them properly. Now with album, the second word, whatever that is, that they say make sure your photos are not in album and they are not whatever they say like that. Okay, that will be the answer, right? Now I play the audio, listen, and comfortably you can answer.
Hello, Picture Rep. Can I help you?
Oh, hi. I saw your advertisement about copying pictures to disk, and I'd like a bit more information about what you do.
Sure. What would you like to know?
Well, I've got a box full of old family photos that's been up in the attic for years. Some of them must be 50 or 60 years old, and I'd like to get them converted to digital format.
Sure, we can do that for you.
Right. And what about size? The photos are all sorts of sizes. Are there any restrictions?
Well, the maximum size of photo we can do with our normal service is 30 centimetres, and each picture must be at least 4 centimetres. That's the minimum we can cope with.
Well, that should be fine. And some of them are in a frame. Should I take them out before I send them?
Yes, please. We can't copy them otherwise. And also the photos must all be separate. They mustn't be stuck into an album.
Okay, that's not a problem.
What's the answer? Frame. Some of them are in frame. So frame and album, right? So the answer is going to be frame. Good. Let's go on. Question number 2. Cost. The cost for 360 photos is dash. Can you guys see the sign of pound? It means you don't need to write currency. You will only write the number. You will only write the amount. Currency is already given. And this amount is for 360 photos. For example, if he says we have 2 packages, for 200 photos we will charge £50, and for 360 photos we'll charge you £70. Like that. So the answer will be £70. Okay? Make sure you catch the right answer. there is one thing which is called trap. Now what is a trap? Trap is they will tell you the value. For 500 photos, we charge 100 pounds. And yours are 360, so we'll charge you 80 pounds only. Answer is 80 pounds. Okay, so you should differentiate right information from some mixed or confusing information. Let's start.
So, can you give me an idea of how much this will cost? I've got about 360 photos, I think.
We charge £195 for 300 to 400 photos for the basic service.
Okay, and does that include the disc?
Yes, one disc, but you can get extra ones for £5 each.
That's good.
So, including one disc, the price is 195. Okay, he said 300 to 400 photos, and that is 195. And if you want extra disc, £5 for that. All clear? Okay, good. Let's go on. Question number 3. Before the completed order is sent, they transfer the photos to digital format and they send you. Dash is required. Now they need something. Maybe address is required, phone number is required. They need something. And by the way, underline the word required. They might use the word we need, right? Or we should have your, or any other word like that. So let's see.
So, do I need to pay when I send you the photos?
No, we won't need anything until we've actually copied the pictures. Then we'll let you know how much it is, and once we've received the payments, we'll send the parcel off to you.
Right.
Once we receive the payment, we will send the parcel. So payment is required. Now underline is required. And for that they used once we receive. Right? For example, address is required. Once we receive your address, we'll send the parcel. So for is required, they used once we receive. Clear? And you should see that. Now listen, there are two languages working. The language of question booklet, which you have in front of you, and the language of the audio that touches your ears. So these two languages are different. What sort of difference? We have synonyms, we have paraphrasing, we have rewording. Now, if I would like to elaborate what is, for example, I can use the word pencil, I can use the word lead pencil. This is called synonyms, pencil or lead pencil. But if I say something to write with is what we call rewording or paraphrasing. Like instead of saying a glass, you say a container which is used to hold liquids. That means glass, right? So this sometimes it sounds silly that instead of pencil you are saying something to write with. Silly, but you know it's IELTS, so you have to accept it, okay? Now let's go on. Question number 4, services included in the price. Now they will talk about the services which are included in the price. Like roti khayenge to salad bhi saath milega free mein. Something like that, okay? So services that are included in the price. And for that they say, photos can be placed in a folder. For example, e.g. E.g. means for example, right? A folder, for example, with the name. Now it's going to be the name of the folder. Photos can be placed in a folder, for example, with the name. So what will be the name of the folder? Now, for example, whenever we do these recordings, I make a folder, Management House IELTS class recording, and then I write the date. So what will be the name of the folder? A folder in computer. That will be your answer. Simple, very simple. Okay, let's see.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask about our services?
Yes, I've roughly sorted out the photos into groups according to what they're about. So, can you keep them in those groups when you copy them?
Sure, we'll save each group in a different folder on the disk, and if you like, you can suggest a name for each folder.
So, I could have one called Grandparents, for instance.
Exactly.
I could have one called Grandparents. Grandparents. How many words? Pencil. Pencil, okay? One word. Grandparent. Because listen, whenever it is one word only, even if there are two words, write them together. Because it's one word only. Grandparents. Parents. Okay? You understand that? Yeah? Okay. All right. Grandparents. Let's go on. The dash and contrast. Now, those who are doing Photoshop or photo editing, they know for Photoshop two things are important. One is contrast and one is, let's see, in the audio they will speak about it, okay? The dash and contrast can be improved if necessary. They can improve two things of the photo. One is contrast and one they will tell us in the audio, okay? Let's see.
And do you do anything besides scan the photos? Like, can you make any improvements?
Yes, in the standard service, each photo is checked and we can sometimes touch up the colour a bit or improve the contrast. That can make a big difference.
Okay.
Okay, touch up the color and improve contrast. Okay, I request you all to be quiet until the audio stops, then you tell me the answer. Okay, so the answer is going to be color, and color you can write with British spelling or American spelling, COLOR or COLOUR. I'm afraid they don't accept Punjabi spelling, KOLOUR, color. Okay, so it should be with COLOR or COLOUR. Clear? All right, let's go on. Photos which are very fragile. Fragile means delicate, nazuk, damaged. Fragile is like nazuk. Yeah, you know, whenever you send anything through cargo, they have a sticker on it, fragile. Fragile means handle with care. Okay, guys. Now, photos which are very fragile will be scanned by dash. Now, method of scanning. How will they scan them, right? Now, let's see.
And some of the photos are actually quite fragile. They won't get damaged in the process, will they?
No, if any look particularly fragile, we'd do them by hand. We do realise how precious these old photos can be.
We do
Sure.
them by hand. Now, scanned by hand, or for scanned they use the word do. Do them by hand. So the answer is hand, because by is already written there. And if you by mistake you write by hand, your right answer will be wrong. I mean, if answer is book and you write a book, absolutely, if it is one word only. So for one word only, they don't accept any second word. Let's go on. Question number 7. Special restore service costs extra. Now, if you have some special service, let's see what that is. It may be possible to remove an object from the photo. Like you have your photo taken, पीछे कोई जानवर आके खड़ा हो गया, अब समझ नहीं आ रहा आप कौन से हैं, or anything like that, okay? So, you know, sometimes you have to say, ये आगे वाला मैं हूँ, okay? So, they say it may be possible to remove an object from a photo. You want to remove an object from the photo or change the dash. Now, listen, underline the word change and write there alter. ALTER. Alter means to change. So, let's see what is it that they can change for you.
And another thing is we can make changes to a photo if you want. So if you want to remove an object from a photo or maybe alter the background, we can do that.
Really? I might be interested in that.
Okay, chup kar ja. All right, alter the background. So alter means change, right? Background. So whenever you do listening test, underline these words. Like over here for alter, they use the word change. Over there for this, I mean, once you understand the language written on the question booklet and the language of the audio, how they can change it, once you understand that, you will find every answer. And one more thing, if they use the same language, because it's a language test. If they use the same language written here and they speak the same language in the audio, you can easily get 8.5. The problem is they change the language. Synonym, sometimes stupid, I'm sorry, I'm on camera, paraphrasing. कोई logic ही नहीं बन रही उसकी, but they do that, okay? This is just to make it difficult. Anyways, let's go on. Next, a photo which is not correctly in dash. Now let's see, photo which is not correctly in dash, in something cannot be fixed. They will talk about a photo which cannot be fixed. They'll say, we can't do anything about it. So let's see what type of photo is that. And one more thing, in IELTS listening, never guess your answers. Never say, okay, I write this here, I write this there, photos I know very well, I can do this, or never guess answer. You never know what is there. Okay, even if you know something factually. For example, Washington is the capital of America. For example, you know that. But for IELTS, unless you find it, because if they have not mentioned Washington is the capital of America, it will be not given. Okay, so you should be careful. Don't use your general knowledge, just listen and read and then answer. Okay, let's see.
Oh, and talking of fixing photos, I've got a few that aren't properly in focus. Can you do anything to make that better?
No, I'm afraid that's one thing we can't do.
Okay.
So, focus. I play this audio again. Many of you missed it.
Oh, and talking of fixing photos, I've got a few that aren't properly in focus.
I've got few
Can you
that
do
aren't
anything
properly
to
in
make that better?
focus. So can you do something to improve it? He said, no, we can't do anything. So answer is a photo which is not correctly in focus. Focus will be the answer, right? Okay, let's go on. Other information, orders are completed within. Very simple. Okay, I play this again. I play this again for you. Don't worry. She used the word in focus.
Oh, and talking of fixing photos, I've got a few that aren't properly in focus. Can you do anything?
No, huh? No, listen. She is saying focus. She is not saying focused. All right, listen again. Everyone, pay attention.
Oh, and talking of fixing photos, I've got a few that aren't properly in focus. Can you do anything?
In focus. I mean, she cannot say in focused. But she said very clearly in focus, right? So, and one more thing. When they give you half minute to check your answers, or at the end when you have 10 minutes to transfer your answers, then you can check some grammatical things as well. You can modify your answer at that point as well, okay? But you have to be careful. English, please. Wrong answer, absolutely wrong. Because that doesn't that doesn't come here grammatically. You cannot say in focused. We say in focus, right? All right, and there is one more thing. We call it collocations. Collocations are the group of words that come together. And by the way, you know there is a TV program also in focus. Have you heard that? The word in and then focus. So collocation is a group of words. For example, to make a decision. Now make and decision, these words usually come together. So collocation will also help you find the right answer. Okay, let's go on. Orders are completed within. It's going to be number of days or hours or weeks. For example, orders are completed within 2 weeks, within 24 hours, within 1 week, and all that. Let's see.
Any other information I can give you?
Oh, how long will it all take?
We aim to get the copying done in 10 days.
Fine.
We aim to get the copying done in 10 days. So the answer is going to be 10 days. Now listen, 10 is a number, days is a word. So you should write it like 1, 0, 10 and DAYS days. Got it? Word and or a number. Okay, that's fine. Let's go on. Question number 10. Send the photos in a box, not dash. Send photos in a box, not dash. Now, not dash means you should not send your photos in something. You should send them in a box. Now, whatever the other thing is, that will be your answer, okay?
Right, well, I'll get the photos packed up in a box and post them off to you.
Right. If you've got a strong cardboard box, that's best. We've found that plastic ones sometimes break in the post.
Okay.
Plastic ones sometimes break in the post. So, send the photos in a box, not plastic. Got it? Plastic will be the right answer, okay?